What is up, all my dorks, nerds, geeks, and gamers? It's your host, Ghost here, and I'm joined with...
The Specialist. How's it going, guys?
And you are watching the Smashed Soapbox podcast, where we talk dorks, all the dorky, nerdy, geeky things here at the Dorks Den. So today, we've got to talk Ryan Reynolds, who we all know as Deadpool. Uh, on his Instagram the other night, he had a picture of just his bags packed, okay, like he was going somewhere. And in his bag, it was unzipped, and you could see the Deadpool mask sitting front and center in the bag. So, but here's the thing. It's too early. It's way too early for Deadpool 3 to be filming. So my only guess is he's going to the reshoots of Doctor Strange 2, and that is going to be it. That's going to be his cameo entrance in the MCU. That's what I think, at least. But a lot of fans are going nuts thinking that it is Deadpool 3 finally starting filming. But I still think it's way, way, way too early for that.
I don't. I think they could be filming it, and they'll have it in the back burner for quite a while. I think they
Right.
could whole movie with nobody knowing, and then
Well,
it'll just pop up.
yeah, I could see that, but they could also just be doing test filming, because my guess would be that they're keeping the mask is going to stay, because the Deadpool mask is perfect in every way when they built that mask for Fox. But I think the whole bodysuit is going to get an MCU upgrade. I think we're going to get a Deadpool MCU style costume. I think he's going to have the Deadpool face for the belt buckle, and like the Marvel style, comic book style Deadpool.
Oh yeah, and that'd be fine.
So maybe that's what they're
Cool.
yeah, maybe that's what they're doing, is just testing out the new suit to see if it looks and fits Ryan Reynolds the way that the original Deadpool suit did uh, to him. So maybe that's something they're doing as well. But I know a lot of fans were going nuts over it, so I figured I'd bring it up to see if we could crack the case. But who knows? In all honesty, who knows? It's too early to tell. It could go either direction. It could be for Doctor Strange, could be for Deadpool, could be for any other Marvel freaking movie they got planned. So who knows?
How you gonna know?
All right. So next topic today. So recently you said you saw A Quiet Place 2. Want to tell me a little bit of what you thought of the movie, and was it
The
an
movie,
improvement?
it. I'm not gonna say it was an improvement because
Okay.
it was phenomenal. The first part was unmatched as
Right.
far as like goes. Like that movie captivated you throughout the entire movie. Just you were so enraptured with the scenery and the way they shot it and the way that they removed certain aspects from you as a viewer,
Right.
and it just flew out and hit the fan. I'm not going to say it was an improvement.
Okay. Well, because I gotta say, I gotta come out and say right off the bat that I've never actually seen the first movie, so I'm completely blind to the whole storyline.
Watch it. I'm
Okay.
telling you right now, that movie, the way that they captivate your interest and they will funnel you into
Okay.
the scene, and everything from the sound to the panoramic view, they will cut certain things out and you know they're doing it,
Right.
but there's nothing like it makes the movie. The way that
Uh,
they
the term I've heard before associated with it is
deprivation.
sensory deprivation. Yes, where they pick and
And
choose what senses they.
phenomenal job. Like the whole like I'm gonna tell you the beginning of this movie because
Sure.
it's not doing anything. The whole first movie started out, there's no sound.
Okay.
I mean, nothing at all. Okay? And then you got to watch the first one. You'll understand what I'm saying. But the second one started out and there was a little bit of dialogue,
Right.
and then it shoots into him like before the whole apocalypse happens.
So it starts more like a traditional horror
No,
affair. Okay.
No. And it's unique in the way that they started.
Okay.
It being that they're they subliminally take certain things away from you at the very beginning of the movie that you could not tell.
Okay. The
I
crucial pieces of the
yeah,
puzzle that you need.
but it's you still get the big picture.
Right.
Them taking your sensory, well, your olfactory senses away, like at the beginning, because it starts out he walks in and he's like in this town. You see him driving, and then he
Right.
like makes it into the main store, and it's still like dead silent town, like nobody's saying anything. He goes into the store and he starts picking up fruit, and then
Right.
he cash register, and the only sound is the TV with an old lady in the farm where the storekeeper, and he's sitting there fucking. He goes, "Hey, I gotta go." Goes to a baseball game for his son, which there's sound there, and then you can
Right.
see the asteroid hitting, like coming in, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Like it was crazy because everybody stopped, and they were all fucking. Everybody was like just nonchalantly making their way to their cars and going home. The father, well, the mother's already made it to her station wagon with her two sons. And then the father was like trying to get to his truck, and the daughter was like, "Who's deaf?" Through this whole thing, she's deaf.
Okay.
Completely
So
deaf.
you're following her
Huh.
perspective. Okay.
Yeah. But she has a hearing aid half the time because they found
Okay.
them. But like sometimes you can't hear a fucking thing because you're in her perspective.
Right.
Where you make a sound, like you can't drop something, you can't bump something without one of those creatures like, and they're huge and they're
Yeah.
fat shit. Like
Yeah, I've seen the creatures. Yeah.
no warning. You gotta watch the movie though, because the creatures are fucking terrifying because they come out of no fucking where. Like
Yeah.
just fucking blow through a train style, like just
Just like
they're
massive monsters that just
yeah,
pile
just
through whatever that comes in
they're
their way.
to a point, especially in her view, and like she can't hear anything. So she could be sitting there doing something and it's coming. You can
Yeah.
see it's just like, oh, and she turns around and it's just like crawling up the fucking train like that.
Okay.
It
So they're good at playing with the like you said, the senses lead into the scares is what they do.
yeah, but it's an art style. The way the guy did it, like
Yeah, John
I
Krasinski. Yeah.
yeah,
Awesome dude. I've always loved him since The Office. Um,
and it's crazy because he did a phenomenal job.
yeah.
Just directing the whole fucking thing and writing it
Yeah,
too, because
written, directed, and produced by him. All of it.
a lot to do what that movie
Yeah.
did to me. Because I jumped like a bitch 6 times, like coming, like I knew you have no. Well, that and they also play in your emotions
Okay.
in that too, because they'll put you like, well, they put them in some sketchy scenarios to where you're like, ah, fuck,
So
like
it's a testament to their writing. Their scenarios feel
thing
real
about
enough that
that was one of the best horror movies. I'll call it a horror movie, not so much a thriller. It
right.
was horror because the way they fucking shot that, like
Yeah, I would
the
call it. I
first,
think I would call it a sci-fi horror,
the
like
first
Aliens.
better,
Yeah,
and
but it's
it's
the same category.
right. I'm not gonna diss on Aliens. That's
Yeah.
still one of my favorite horror franchises on the planet, and the
Right.
only one really scary was the first one.
Yep.
Maybe the second was okay when they were on the prison world, but
Yeah.
like
Then they did the whole Resident Evil thing and they went pure action.
yeah, that wasn't the answer, but
Yeah.
it was still part of the time. However, this movie was 100% like balls to the wall. Like I tensed throughout the whole movie because if I was in that scenario,
So they keep the pacing strong enough to where you're not getting bored.
100%, I never got bored. Like I was so into that movie, I was legitimately tense. Like the first one had its moments where it was kind of boring,
Right.
but it redeemed itself throughout like the horror sequences. Like
Okay.
it was a steady pace, and it made me tense the entire movie. And
So did it
genuinely,
help
what?
did it help with it being a prequel, or do you think they should have went the sequel route?
There wasn't. It had parts like it did a lot more explaining to how
Okay.
they got the movie. Like at the beginning,
So was it a prequel sequel where they did do like after the
yeah,
first film? Okay.
it continued about 15, 20 minutes into the movie on where they left off.
Okay.
But like the beginning of that movie explained how they got to the position they were in.
Right. Okay.
But it was still a good explanation. Like
Right,
there,
right.
it had a perfect amount of action in the beginning, and that shit was crazy, like just nuts, and you were shitting yourself. And then like throughout the entire other half of the movie, it was a masterpiece. Like John Krasinski did a fucking amazing
And
job.
then we'll also give props to his wife, Emily Blunt, who is the main star of both movies. They couldn't have been a better team together.
The sad thing is, there's gonna be a part three,
Yep.
and I can't wait. But they almost lost their marriage to that movie.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about part three is
When she plays it.
yeah. Here's the thing about part three though is John Krasinski actually turned down part three. They offered him the role of director writer again, and he's like, you know what? I made my two movies. I'm gonna give it up for the third movie. I'm gonna give it to a new director. I'm gonna see if they can continue the legacy of the franchise. So he will not be back for the third one. Emily Blunt may still be back to star in it, but John Krasinski is out the next Quiet Place movie. But it's not going to be a third one. It's not going to be called A Quiet Place 3, they said. This is just a spin-off.
It'll probably be like a Cloverfield
Yeah.
franchise,
Yep.
where there was three different directors
Yep.
and different sets, which I really wish John Krasinski did the last one because he did the
I think that's why they're doing a spin-off, so he has the opportunity to come back and finish the franchise if he wants.
he needs to finish it because that just one more.
Yep.
So I'm asking, he made buku bucks off both those movies, and he did so fucking good. Like
Yeah.
the story,
They're definitely unique horror movies for sure.
there is nothing that could touch it this year, last year, or the year before. Like the way they did it, they put so much work into it, like, and you could tell, like the entire
Right.
time you watched it, it was just
Well, it's because
you're.
he had a passion for. It's a lot like Jordan Peele, like we're always talking about. He has that passion for what he wanted to do with it, and then he pushed it to what he made it his vision of what he saw, and that's just how it is, you know. That's how you get successful movies.
He did a phenomenal job, and I will never take that away from that guy. Like that's got to be one of the best horror movies I've watched in fucking years, like hands down.
All right, guys. So you heard it straight out of Specialist mouth. Go out to theaters, go see this movie, give support to Universal and John Krasinski and the whole team that made A Quiet Place 2. That way we can actually get a third movie if he ever wants to come back and do one. Maybe if we show him the money behind the project. That's a good answer for directors to come back. So yeah, go support it. Go check it out. Quiet Place 2 in theaters now. I'm not sure how long it's going to be there, but
It'll probably be there for another couple months.
yeah. So go check it out. Next topic. It is E3 week this week. It came up freaking fast. Last year
Yeah,
there was no E3, so I didn't even think about it this year. And then it comes up, and everyone's doing a live stream the next whole week. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to have to cover a billion trailers, guys. It's going to be nuts. But let's talk about let's start with our bread and butter. Sony is what we know. We know their franchises. We know what to kind of expect from them. What do you want to see personally from this year's E3 from Sony? What first party games do you want to play on your PlayStation 5 or 4 or whatever?
I'm not gonna lie, I've been leaning more towards the survival games,
Okay.
and I'd like to play Green Hell.
Green Hill, but that is a Xbox exclusive game at the
I know
moment. At the moment.
we're gonna buy another Xbox, but I would love to play Green Hell or Subnautica, but that's
Yeah,
already, and I have yet to play it. As far
right.
as go this year, the only thing I want to play that I know is coming out would have to be Battlefield.
Battlefield 2045 just announced today, guys. I know you're watching this a couple days in the future, next Monday, so whatever. But it's been announced today, 2045. It looks strange. I'm gonna give it that, because I feel like they I don't know how to explain it.
It's going to
They're
be like a combination of Call of Duty and PUBG.
Yeah, but
But
here's what I'm saying is they're following the exact same footprint that Call of Duty followed. They're just 4 years behind.
no, it'll be different. It already
Because
looks different.
well, let's just go back though. Let's look. Call of Duty, World War One. Here comes Battlefield, World War One. Call of Duty goes back to World War Two for their new next gen console. Here comes Battlefield, World War Two. We're back. Then Call of Duty's like, all right, we're gonna go Advanced Warfare and what is that other one? Not Ghost, but the one with Infinite Warfare. We're gonna go Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare with space battles and futuristic 2045 setting, all this other stuff.
I never played Infinite.
And then here comes Battlefield. Hey, let's go to the future. Let's go not all the way in the future with laser guns because that would be too much. Let's go just enough the same year that Call of Duty went. And I'm like, what is going on? Do they not? Do these two companies not know how to make original ideas
Well,
anymore?
I guarantee you the guy that pitches half this shit goes back and forth between the companies.
He has to, man.
But they are completely different game styles. The way
Yes.
games play are totally different. One's a run and gun, and the other one's a more strategic game. And I
Call of
like.
Duty. Here's the difference right here. Call of Duty is a lightweight arcade style shooter. It's fast paced. You die, you rinse, die, repeat. You go in, you die, you come back, you die, you come back, you die. You try to get as many points as you can. Battlefield is the opposite. Battlefield is a slower simulator style heavy shooter.
It is and it isn't. I mean, it's still rinse, die, repeat depending on the game
Yeah,
style.
but it's more
But
simulator
it,
than it is Call of Duty.
yes, there's a lot more to pay attention to,
Yep.
like bullet drop,
Yes.
distance over time, your health does not regenerate unless if you get a
Med
med.
packs and all that. Yeah.
I'm never gonna say it's realistic because it's not.
No, no.
I don't know anybody who's gotten a med pack
It'd
and they're
been good. Like, oh, I got a shot in the torso. Well, bandage. We're good.
oh, bro, like I got downed, I got shot in the throat. Just wrap it up. I'll fight.
I'll keep going now. Keep.
But as far as a game goes, like I personally enjoy Battlefield more than I do Call of Duty
Right.
because the time to kill is a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I mean, you're shot twice in Battlefield if you're playing a man's game and you're not playing bitch mode. And
Yeah.
you get shot twice, it's over. Like you're done. Like there's no I'll revive you. It's done. Like,
Yeah.
and if
I
you're in
agree. I think it looks. I mean, it looks good from what they showed. Um.
there's no way to know though. Like it sounds really nice,
Yeah.
but like Cyberpunk got me so fucking pumped. I was ready for that game, and I bought that game the day it came out on the PS Store.
A massive disappointment.
Fucking pissed me off. I had a baseball cap stuck in my screen for an half, and it was, and I even backed out of the game, closed out the application, and then went back in, and it was still there. And I was like, I'm done. That deciding factor. Like I'm driving down the street, baseball caps in my face. Like half. Like
See, I own Cyberpunk. Actually bought it after it was all horrible because I was like, dude, I have to play this in a horrible state just because I love the chaos some games
but I
bring in
bought
that state.
expecting so much more. Like I expected the game of the century.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
the
it still can be. It's still getting patched. Eventually, it'll be good. It'll be like No Man's Sky, where it'll make a comeback. But they just got to get those patches out and
let's be real though.
fix it.
By the time it gets out, there's going to be a game that will dwarf that one, and it'll be better because
I
they'd
don't.
already learned.
I don't
From
know, man. No Man's Sky is the biggest surprise game I've ever seen in my life. Okay, that game when it came out, it died. It died day one. No one was playing it. Everyone. Okay, but you played it for about like 10 minutes on day one, and you was probably like, all right, I'm done.
I actually played it for 2 weeks straight, and it wasn't as big of a letdown as I thought it would be because it had potential. It was an infinite world. Like you couldn't not fucking play that game and discover everything. It's impossible, and that's what got me. And you know what? Even when it was shitty,
Yeah.
it wasn't that shitty. It wasn't as shitty as Cyberpunk.
No, not performance wise, no.
Sense, and it has gotten a lot fucking better. There's more shit to do. You're discovering new worlds and mining all the time. It was cool. Cyberpunk. I already played the first half.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I could just see.
Okay, in my face. Like I can't. I can't go back and play that shit and baseball cap like that. How are you gonna let that go? Like that was legitimately supposed to be the best game of the year. Like, and it could have been. There was some cool shit in that game, but
I think it'll turn around. We just got to give it a few months for them to
play half that.
Because I think here's the issue. I think the issue was they released it 2 years too early. That's the issue. So right now, I think they're backpedaling and finishing the game they promised, and I think in the next 2 years we'll get that game that they promised. Then they'll start working on DLC and all that crap. But,
right? Why would you just? That blows me away.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for your negligence. Like that's what it was negligence. They failed to do their jobs in a timely manner, and then they're like, "Oh well, fuck it, let's just release it." Could have been over a fucking $16 billion game. Like,
oh, it already what, dude? They still made their money triple back on it.
I know they did, but they could have made more just by doing fucking jobs.
Yeah. See, that goes back to the legendary game designer Shigeru, not Miyamoto. It was Masahiro Sakurai, the creator of Smash Bros. Okay, he said this wise words once to a game journalist because he had to delay Super Smash Bros. Brawl. They said, "Why would you delay Super Smash Bros? It's never been delayed before. Why would you delay it?" And this is what he said, and it always sticks to every gamer's mind why games sometimes need to be delayed. Okay, a delayed game can eventually become good. Okay, a released game that is bad is always bad. It will always remain bad in the eyes of the people that played it.
It's true.
That's why, yeah.
Look, I invested $60 into the company that made that game.
That you're supposed to trust.
Well, not necessarily trust, but I gave you $60 for a game you advertised to be the top 10, if not better, games of the year, right? Or no, the next 5. That's what I was told. Even in E3, when they were advertising the game, it was going to be the shit.
Yeah.
Like, that game's going to be the next Grand Theft Auto game. Like, you can't. It had so many options. You could do so much shit, this and that. And it came out, and I had such high hopes. And it started out good until I put on one of the accessories, which is a big.
You're like, done.
And it was in my screen, I shit you not, for an hour and a half while I'm trying to play this game. Have you ever tried to have a gunfight with a baseball
With a
cap?
baseball cap.
That thing.
Right.
That fuck you every time. And I was like, and after that, I'm never playing that game again. Like, that pissed me off. I'm
Yeah,
not.
I didn't have that many problems with it when I was playing. Not really. The thing that bothered me the most was the driving mechanics, because like
They
I
were
can't tell you how many times that my car just went flying
yeah.
or just
It was,
exploded out of nowhere.
see, mine was just touchy. Like, I could tap the joystick
Yeah.
to the and it like donuts. Like,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
no
Mine, my guy would get in the car, and as soon as he closed the car door, it exploded. Like, happened almost every other time I got in the car. It drove me nuts. It was funny, I'm not gonna lie. It was always funny, like every time. But it was definitely an annoyance. I definitely could not do it anymore.
see, like, just I could deal with that too. Like the blowing up. Maybe not during like an important mission. I'd
Yeah,
never
because
get.
then you have to restart it. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt.
But as far as like just jumping in to go from place to place, yeah, that'd be pretty
It
fun.
was pretty funny. Yeah, it was. I'm not gonna lie. I did enjoy it for a few minutes.
I wish I streamed my session because legitimately there was like that stupid ass interview cap. I put that bitch on me, and I look like an old man. Like I look like fucking Father Time. I had a huge old beard, had scars all over my face, and I had this backwards baseball cap. And you could just see it like sink down as you put it his head for an hour and a half. And I played the game. I went through all the game scene, like the shootouts. I went through
Yeah,
drive with a fucking baseball cap, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. This shit's giving me a headache.
over it.
That's just so fucking stupid. Like, why would, of all things that could happen during a game, a baseball, and I could not. I told you,
Yeah.
I shut the system down.
Yeah, it's a line in the code, is what it was. It was a glitch in the line in the code somewhere.
But you think if you restart the app, that code would rewrite itself, or at
Yeah.
least correct
But
itself
what
to.
probably happened is they have so many auto saves in that game. There was probably auto saving while it was glitching, so that way, whenever, no matter what you did to boot it up, it was saved. So
I mean, I went all the way back to the beginning. I played it twice from that point back, and it's
yeah.
still. I'm
And you
like,
know what? And you know what makes it even worse is it was such 2020 was such a gut punch for gamers. Like, okay, first off, we had Last of Us 2. That was a straight punch in the face. First thing in the year.
that
Like,
was the worst game.
so hyped to play Last of Us 2, and they're like, bam, nope. And then you get hyped to play Cyberpunk, and here they come with a baseball bat for the other side. they're,
Don't get your knees while I'm at it.
they're like,
It's
uh,
fucking terrible.
teach you to be excited about games.
I mean, if I know it's gonna suck, just tell me it's gonna suck.
But it
I'll
was so surprising because it came from two 10 out
look
of 10 developers.
to great studios.
Yeah, The Witcher 3 and The Last of Us and Uncharted, like two legendary studios. The two best studios of all time, both
I
failed in
have
2020.
to make another Fallout that doesn't suck. Like, I want a Fallout 3 style game again.
See, I
Like,
do too, but the problem now is it's going to be all Xbox exclusives, so I probably won't be playing Bethesda games
if,
very much anymore.
if Bethesda makes another Fallout that doesn't suck dick, now I'm gonna wait. I will buy an Xbox just to play it. Like,
And
that,
see, people give Bethesda too much credit for me. I don't like Bethesda as much as other people do.
look,
Because they say they make amazing games. In my opinion, they've only made one good game, and that's Fallout 3.
no, they made Fallout 3, Oblivion,
See, I don't play the Elder Scrolls. I never really got into them.
All the Elder Scrolls were good. I
Yeah.
loved it. And then Oblivion was
And
phenomenal
Skyrim, yeah.
in Skyrim. But, and then Fallout New Vegas was pretty good.
Yeah, but that wasn't Bethesda. That was
It was Bethesda.
no, that
Bethesda.
was third party Obsidian.
Obsidian did it, but Bethesda housed it.
Yeah.
But I'll give you that. Like, Bethesda may not have had much to do with that, but still a Bethesda product.
Yeah. So far, Fallout 3 is the best Fallout game Bethesda has ever made.
100%. Like, that had so many hidden things.
Yeah.
I'm still, like, I'll open up the PS3 just to play Fallout 3.
Just to explore around, screw around. Yeah, me too. I've done that.
It surprises me every time I play it. Like, something new happens every time. And you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, the death call comes out of nowhere. And it's just like, hey, bitch.
Yeah, and all the hidden locations, the alien, the tree, the talking tree, the village where all the people are gone. Like, there's just so many little
I know, and
secrets.
that's what I love about those type of games because you can explore it for 10 years.
Yeah, that's what makes Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto games so good as well. Same thing.
See, I'm not a huge fan of Grand Theft Auto. I loved them. I loved 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. The last one was good, just because there was more shit to do. But I could take or leave Grand Theft Auto. Red Dead, that game was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The Red Dead Redemption and this one, pristine. Like, I have nothing bad to say about it. Even with their stupid ass glitches with the horses and trees. Because it took me 2 weeks before that game stopped pulling me into the tree and flipping me over. Like, I'd be like hauling ass, and then all of a sudden, like, I just glitch into a tree, and then I fly off a cliff. And I'm like, but the rest of the gameplay justified everything else.
Yeah. I enjoyed all of it. I enjoyed all of Red Dead Redemption 2.
I thought it was funny at first when I flew over trees and shit, but it got really old after like the 50th time I flew off and died. Well, my horse hit its leg, and then I had no horse, so I'm carrying around a fucking saddle, waiting for somebody to come across the road so I can shoot them and take their horse. And then I got to deal with a fucking warrant.
Dude, you get Red Dead's the only game. Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto, the only game where the cops will harass you for doing nothing. Like, all you have to do is stand there, and they'll be like, "All right, that's it, that's it. I've had enough of you," and then they'll 1-star you right there, just for standing there.
Well, Grand Theft Auto, yes. Red Dead, I pretty much deserved all the warrants I got on me because I always shot somebody to get their horse because my horse died.
I did like that system too in Red Dead, the warrant system where you could actually go pay off your warrants, and
you can't pay off a murder, but
but it makes sense. It makes sense.
I'll take it. Yeah, no, Red Dead. They did a very good job of simulating the Old West as we see it.
Yeah,
but I doubt it was that way.
It was a fictionalized, fantasized version of the Old West.
It's what we all see.
Yep. Yeah, all right, guys.
A lot of those things were real, but like, you can't pay off a warrant for a murder. You're gonna have an army showing up at your doorstep if the
actually not true. You can, if you're O.J. Simpson. So
you gotta be stupid, like dummy rich.
You gotta know how to throw a football, and you're good.
I can throw a lot of shit. The ball is not.
That's all you gotta do.
Because I don't want to get blown up.
Hey, you want to kill your wife? You want to kill 15,000 puppies and hang them on a tree outside your house? Throw a football. Throw a football.
A good golf swing. You're good.
Yeah, you're good. Play a sport, you're okay.
That's so
Welcome
fucked up.
to America. Welcome to.
Anywhere.
Yeah, that's okay. Coming from the dude that's like, hey, be an actress or an actor, make $1 billion. It's the same thing.
We just can't do it.
We all end up in the same hell. We all end up.
Yeah, well, I also don't look like Brad Pitt all the time, so I can't get away with murder. Although those guys haven't done anything horrible.
No, but you do kind of look like that short dude from Top Gear, the one with the black hair.
Richard Hammond?
Yeah, him. He do look like Hammond a little bit.
All right. I'll take that. I like him. Cracks me up. Him and
I like all of them.
Clarkson. Yeah,
They're all hilarious. They're a perfect trio of friends.
Did you see Grand Tour?
I've seen almost all of them, dude. Like I've been watching them on YouTube whenever, just random
You need-
episodes or whatever.
Do you have Amazon?
No, I don't. That's why I haven't.
You need to get it. That
I
shit.
got right now. I'm paying for Disney Plus. I'm paying for HBO Max, Paramount Plus.
Get rid of Get rid of that. Get Amazon and watch all the Top Gears because they're all on. Or at least watch Grand Tour because Grand Tour was the best. They went to Vietnam.
Well, I saw he has a new show too called like Clarkson's Farm or something where he owns a farm.
Yeah, I'm watching that next. It's coming out in like fucking 4 days.
Yeah, I've been watching him filming some of that stuff, some of the behind the scenes, and it's been hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Like,
Yeah. And he's like, I bought a tractor, and he's like, they told me this thing could never get stuck. And he's like, I got the tractor stuck. And he's like, I got a tractor to pull the tractor out. And he's like, I got both tractors stuck. And then he's like, he has a whole train of tractors. He's got like 4 tractors hooked up, and they're all stuck.
It's the Lamborghini tractor.
Yeah.
It is.
He's like, yeah, it is, yeah.
Legitimately makes
He's like, why not drive a Lamborghini? If you're driving a tractor, it might as well be a Lamborghini. So, but dude, it looks good. It looks awesome. That's all the time we got for you guys today. We're actually hitting 40 minutes here on the podcast, which is once again kind of our mark here at the Smashed Soapbox podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed all the topics we talk about, as today was another hodgepodge of craziness. Hopefully you found something entertaining or of value to listen to. I've been your host, Ghost, joined with
the specialist.
Make sure you leave your comments down below what you want to hear us talk about next time or any other topics you want to hear us cover. Like, subscribe, and share. And until next time, guys, adios.
Good night.